Hello everyone, welcome to video number 2 of Simplifying Radicals. Again, this is going to be level 3 information for the first topic in unit 4. So just a quick recap. What are we talking about? What is a radical? Radical is this symbol, which a lot of times we call the square root, but it does have some other purposes as well. So we're going to get used to calling it a radical sign. So last video we talked about simplifying a radical, something like this, square root of 48, which does turn out to be a decimal, so we were looking to simplify the number inside, break it down. So today we're going to extend that just a little bit further, but to help set us up, let's talk about what are like terms. So if I remember like terms, I have to remember I can only put certain things together. I can only put things together that have the exact same variable. So for example, I can put these two things together, those two terms together, because they both have the variable of x. So to know how to put them together, I have to look at the coefficient out in front and combine the coefficients just like I see them. What is 4 minus 2? That's going to be 2, positive 2. And then the x is going to come with it. That's the like term part. Okay. Same thing is going to be true about the y's. I can only put things together that have this exact same variable. And this time I'm going to look at the coefficients again. And I don't see one over here, but I know that I have one y there because I can see it. So the coefficient of that's going to be a 1. So when I put those together, I have 8 plus 1. Which is a positive 9y. We are going to end up using the exact same knowledge as we go into radicals. So in this example, I'm looking to simplify square root of 7 plus 4 square root of 7. What I have to notice is that, do I have like terms here? Now this time my like term isn't going to be a variable, it's going to be a radical. So this part right here, do they match? Are they like terms? Well, the answer is yes. They are both the square root of 7. So what I can do is I can look in front, and I can combine the two numbers out in front to tell me how many total square roots of 7 do I have. Well, here again, if I don't have a number in front, that means there's one of them, because I can see 1 square root of 7. And over here I have 4. So total I will have 5 square roots of 7. That's it. So with this next example, I want to do the same thing. I want to simplify this expression as best as I possibly can. So what I'm looking for is, do I have like terms? Do the stuff in the radicals match? And this time the answer is no. This is square root of 5. That's different than square root of 45. And is different than square root of 3. So nothing matches. So am I done? Can I just not be, not simplify anything? Fortunately, no. We have to check one extra thing. What we need to check is, can I simplify any of these radicals like we did in the first video? Can I simplify the square root of 5 to make it smaller? Well, the answer is no. 5 is a prime number. It's the smallest. It's a very small number, so this one is not going to be able to be simplified. Same thing with 3. 3 is small enough that I'm not going to be able to break down 3. But 45 is a bigger number, so I want to focus on the square root of 45 for a minute. And I'm going to bring it over here, and I want to see if we can simplify it again like we did in the last video. So we have to go through and look for we have to go through and look for perfect squares. So if I remember my list of perfect squares, I know I have 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, and 49. I don't need to know any numbers bigger than 49 because those numbers are bigger than my 45 that I have. So I'm going to go on a search. I'm looking for one of these numbers to be able to be multiplied by something else to make 45. Well, I know it's not 49 because that's too big. If I did go to my calculator and take 45 divided by 36, I get a decimal. Not that. 45 divided by 25. Not that one. Go to your calculator, do 45 divided by 16. Not that one. When I do 45 divided by 9, what do you get? You get a whole number. You don't get a decimal anymore. So this is the one that I want. I know that 45 is the same as 9 times 5. So I found that perfect square. Then I can break this multiply apart by making it square root of 9 times square root of 5. And my last step is just to simplify this square root of 9. I know the square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 5 cannot be simplified, so we are just going to keep that right there. So what do we do here? Well, here's what we found. If I were to replace the square root of 45 with its simplified version, which is 3 square root of 5, and I'm going to just write everything else down from this original problem. Now, do I have any like terms? Do I have any like radicals? And, fortunately, my answer is yes. I have a square root of 5, a square root of 5, and a square root of 3. So I know I can put these two together because they have the exact same number underneath the radical sign. So, just like with my basic like terms, I'm going to put these together not by looking at the square root of 5 part, but I'm going to look for the coefficients out in front and put those together the way that it says to do it. And it says 14 plus 3, so I know 14 plus 3 is 17. The square root of 5 is the like term part, so it's just going to stay there. And then I can't forget to bring this part down, plus 8 square root of 3. So, am I done yet? That's always a good question. As soon as you see that you have two different numbers in the radical and they're both as simplified as they can be, that means that you know that you're done. Okay, this is going to be our final example for this video. This time, what I see is different. 2 square root of 7 times square root of 5 plus 10 square root of 35. In my other examples, I was just dealing with pluses and minuses between these radical signs. This time I have a times. Well, that's weird. But if you think about some of the stuff we've been doing in the past, so if I have something like, in the last example, we had 9 times 5. And what we did is we broke that apart into the square root of 9 times the square root of 5. Well, we can do the exact same, except for we can go the opposite way. If we're given something like this, which again looks like this, I can go the other way. I can write them both underneath the exact same radical sign. So we're just undoing that thing, the property that we've been using that has broken our radicals, but we can put them together. So I'm going to bring everything else down and then look to see if I can simplify. Well, I know I can simplify 7 times 5, and that's going to be 35. Everything else stays the same. Okay. Then I see, well, this is good news because I see that I have the exact same number underneath the radical sign. So that means I have like terms, and I can combine these two terms together. So I have a 2 plus 10, which is going to get me 12 square root of 35. And that's it. All right, you guys, do this next question, and I'll have you start the assignment. Good job.